Oh, no. Hello, everyone. Just doing a microphone test. Testing. Testing. Whoa, what'd you get out of here? Testing, 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 testing. What? Stop it! Testing, 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 testing. Testing. Gotta get big muscles. Would you stop coming over here? Gotta see one arm. Well, actually, elbow too. Doing those push-ups. Hello, everyone. Now, I know it's been a while since I've done a video with my phone. That's because, well, my old one kind of died on me. And I guess it was slowly going out because I went from being pretty loud to really quiet. So, sorry about that. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about having time or games. I'm still looking around. There's plenty of having time Easter eggs. We're looking for more creepy ones that are not like directly based on other games. Like, I know there's like a Final Fantasy game Easter egg, and you can find burgers over in like 2 burgers in the upper line level, but I'm not worried about that. Those kind of Easter eggs. I want creepier ones. And of course, now the sound turns all the way off when I get into a level, huh? Anyway, I want to talk about a little comic that I've been into for quite a while called Homestuck. So this web series came out in 2009, and it ended, I think, well, it was supposed to end like a year ago, but it actually didn't because it's so continuous as a little comic on Snapchat. Which makes sense because a lot of characters' faces were left ambiguous, but I also have my own complaint for that. But most of these complaints are about the panel rather than the actual comments, and I felt like I needed to get this out because I really do not like it. There's a lot of bad fandoms out there, but Homestuck's one of the worst. And it's really to how the fandom treats the characters. I can usually start with Airden. Airden is my favorite character in Homestuck, but due to it, and even despite his short appearance and his even small amounts of dialogue that he even has, somehow the entire fandom has mistaken him for a sex maniac psychopath who only cares about himself and only wanted to get into Fairy's pants or wanted to get into selfies as well, which is entirely wrong. He does have some sort of session for romantic things, his love toward like romance and romantic stuff is more based on him being a high blood. Because high blood is supposed to be like, especially his blood color, he's supposed to be this perfect guy who has everything. That's why he's plus. But see, while he did pursue red advances, like I think twice, he mostly wanted a consensus. He really loves people. He really likes when to have a challenge and have the fight and stuff like that. He enjoys those kind of relationships. In fact, based on his dialogue and interactions, he's one of the few characters, if not the only characters, who does make a sexual joke of any kind. Which is why I'm even more confused how people mistake him for a sex maniac, because he never talks about wanting to have sex or anything, or paling as Troy call it. And he did have a romantic interest in Fairy, but he was so nervous of being rejected, and so scared and so self-conscious that he never really brought it up until they started the game. Then Fairy dumps him out of the blue because she didn't have any use for him. She tries to sugarcoat with, "You're too dramatic and hard to take care of." Really, she dumped him because she had no use for him. The only reason Fairy even interacted with everything because Fairy isn't perfect either, and a lot of people treat her like she's some kind of perfect gun who never does anything wrong and is super nice and everything. She's not. She's pretty sassy and overall pretty mean to Erden. Treats him like some dramatic idiot who just whines about everything. And then gets mad when she finds out Carcat and him have a pretty good relationship. So, see, they think it's Fairy is supposed to be the one that feeds her lessons. She's supposed to be responsible for her own lessons, not Erden. She used them. That's literally all I can say about Fairy in regards to Erden. That Erden was nothing but usage for, like, something for her to use. So when she had no use for him, she dumped him. And, I do love Fairy, I do. She's, compared to any other High Blood, she's actually pretty nice. But see, compared to any other High Bloods, so Erden's also nice compared to them. But nope. Erden has its own, yes, Erden has its own issues. And it's not like he's doing stuff just to be an ass. He thinks that's right. That's how he was raised and taught. So he thinks it's okay. You might not believe it, but you can't keep using your own morals as reason why characters and other things are terrible. Oh great, this sounds back up. It was all nice and quiet in the other one. Oh well. Actually, I'm gonna leave this. Well, actually, it's not that loud. It's just in my headphones. It's very really loud and it's super annoying too. Yeah. So, yeah. Actually, I think I got the one where I don't have the countries all on. Yeah. I think I Gantry for one is one of the ones I have an issue with. Gantry's been high stuck. I think that's the part until they start playing the game. uh, stoned out of his mind. So, because of this, he ended up being one of the nicest characters in the comic until he started murdering other people. And, see, what people seem like to believe will do is, they see a character they don't like, and they're like, I'm gonna find every reason to defend them, even if they're wrong in what they do. Oh shit. And Genji, what you see him become after he becomes, like, sober, that's really how Genji is. That's really how the character is. He's a psychopathic, murderous, manipulative, just, now, he's just really mean, and people just don't believe that because they just want to see Genji good. I can defend Erda, but I know what he did. Everything, a lot of what he did is bad, but he's not terrible. And one of the last things he did was try to save everyone before Solix decided that out of the blue challenge him to a battle. Well, Erden first would get punished and killed for what they did. Genji never really gets a true punishment. I mean, he ends up getting mind control for a few years. But other than that, it doesn't matter because he gets prevented anyway. So Genji really never goes through any kind of punishment for everything he's done. I think it's ridiculous. Enough else he's writing. Erden went Grimdark? Yeah, that's what's called Grimdark when he killed Fairy and Kanaya. Then that's even less of a reason to have him get punished and throw him off the story. Get him out of story. In fact, Erden was, a lot of people complain that Erden's some kind of psycho, like, violent guy, but even Edgar says that hard blood to prone to being violent, and that's why Edgar always fights robots, because that's his way of saluting his violent tendencies. Also, Slugs, fan of Slugs, I started actually not really even like him anymore. All he does throughout the comic is whine, like, that's all he ever does, just complain and whine and moan. Even later when he becomes blind, he still whines all the time. The beeping is so loud, I can't even hear myself talk. Trying to find more. But, yeah. He just don't whine, that's the... Oh, it's good. He treated a lot of his friends pretty poorly, like... He screamed the radio pretty often and... would defend himself. And then had no issue making fun of his friends and then call Erden a douche. Though there is... I think one of the biggest things I don't like about Homestuck is how there isn't much interaction between some of the trolls and humans. Arden only interact with Jade and Rose. And then, Fairy only interact with Jade. So, it makes for really interesting to see how, God, these cars are so loud and annoying. Whatever happened to turning on the volume all the way? Yeah. So that's on my Jade. That reminds me of something. So, back in the early onset, at least 2 of the characters flirted and hit on Jade. Or 3 if you count what Jade said about Erden. Taros axed out Jade and Karkat flirted with her. And then, but no, apparently Hussey was trying his absolute best to make Erden seem like he's creepy or something. Having Jade call him out as someone that always hits on her. Though Erden denies it. Which might be true because 2 other characters flirted with her, so. And he spends a time trying to give her an advantage. Basically, given her overpowered women, I would have really helped her if she accepted it. Now about one of the big things about the thing is the deaths. They're pretty often in this. You did it. You did it. I'll show your mouth. I think deaths just seems more like just used to write off characters than actually, you know, have any. And then even so, characters still show up anyway and later on, which makes it even dumber that other characters like Fear and Airden couldn't continue their character arcs when they were dead. So, I just don't know. What I mean by this, when Friska dies, she still ends up being a main character. In fact, she was so much of a main character that it was actually pretty annoying how much it focused on Friska. Even though she was dead. So, it seems more like, and while this might be just an opinion of mine, and probably not true, it seems more like the characters that so loud now, excluding the humans, are just who are the most popular, like the most popular trolls gotta stick around. For example, Gamzee, who had absolutely no point before he started murdering everyone, still had no point. And then he's just forced into it now. He doesn't do anything except just be there. He doesn't talk and he doesn't do anything. He ends up being hated by the entire cast to the point that he would look into a fridge and no one really cared. In fact, is used as a... God. Do you? But yet... Speaking of Gansey, I see a lot of people who just don't know how to play Gansey. I mean, I know I said that Gansey's a murderer, but he just doesn't he's just not a constant killer. In fact, the reason he went on his rampage was in the first place was because he found out his religion wasn't real, and it caused him to flip out. But a lot of people just prefer not to believe that. I mean, prefer to believe that he's some kind of maniac who kills everyone as a natural thing. Yeah. Carcat, I think, was always going to be a main character, whether it was popular or not. But he was the first role introduced. Though that's probably because his blood color's the lowest. But then it was like Tavros and Fairy, who weren't nearly as popular as Kanaya or Karkat or Genzi. Were just thrown out. Though Tavros did come back, but his People Gang Ghost was such a douche that it wasn't even Tavros anymore. If you know, the more douchier characters are always the more popular ones, which is even makes me even more mad about Erdan. Because people consider him to be a douche, but he's also one of the most hated characters in Homestuck. Aaron, I don't think Edward still isn't popular to this day, and most people just don't care about him. He ended up being killed off. I think Nepeta was pretty popular, but I think she was just a death that was just for dramatic, like, what's it called? Reaction based. I think that's all Nepeta's death was. Her death didn't really have any point, you know. Oh my god, I'm burning to death. I'm dead. Rest in peace. What the heck? What was it again? Oh. I just have a lot of issues with how the characters were handled, basically. It just seemed like the most popular just gotta stay on. Apparently they tried to. Well, I don't know, I don't really like Mina. Then there's Cronus, who was just, instead of being able to see what Aaron would have been like if he was, you know, grew up in a better society, instead we were treated with a fandom version, Aaron's fandom version, in the form of a canon troll. Well, I'm not, but There's just too many issues that I can talk about, like how the fans treat Aranya, how like characters react to evil DG characters and then end up as complete hypocrites. Genji roleplayers being surprised that a character like Karkat or Erna hates them, because it's pretty canon for them to hate them. If you roleplay Genji, you should really expect it. Dave doesn't like Genji. I don't know how a lot of the kids. I know Jay likes Fairy. Fairy was the first troll that Jay warmed up to, and now she liked. She used to despise Karkat, which makes me feel better about how she reacted to Karkat. I mean, Erden. She already had a bad impression on the shows beforehand. Of course, she wasn't gonna react positively to Erden, but hey, you don't have any more badges. A bottle of them. Let's see. Anyways, there really is a lot I could say about Homestuck. And how, I mean, I can see why people don't like it. Just some that get a lot of, there was a lot of characters thrown into it and like more than half of them was killed off. Oh. While they never killed off any of the humans for good, the least popular humans characters were thrown off. For example, Jane. Jane is my favorite human, but she was thrown off because of her. She was the least popular out of the Alpha Kids, because of her crush on Jake, and she was seen as a quote-unquote cock blocker for Dark Jake. Now, the Dark Jake in the comic is one of my favorite things, because this was like the Venom's obsession to the point that Jane was discarded as a terrible character just because of it, of her crush on Jake, despite the fact that all of the characters had a crush on Jake. Roxy, Dirk, and Jane all had a crush on Jake. Roxy backed off because she knew Jane liked him. But her and Dirk were like out of rivalry for Jake's love. Though even Dirk knew that Jake was straight and that Jane had a better chance with Jane. Dark Jake is like probably the worst thing in the fandom, because it's weird. The reason why I don't care about shipping the game in shows anymore, because people devolve it into their personalities. Oh, I never noticed the treasure up here. Wow, thanks. A single thing. I mean, yeah, people devolve into the treasure. Like, Dirk is... I like to call Dirk as a mix between Rose and Dave, and Jake is more of a nerd and junk than ever wished to be. And he had this weird, not accident, but his languages was so out there because of the language he was stuck with. He ended up learning from them, I father thought. No idea where this. Oh. But they're devolved into, I want Jake, I want Dirk, I don't love anyone else. Then Jake is now devolved into being gay, even though he was straight. Before he started getting confused about sexuality. How do I get up there? Jane is in fact straight, believe it or not. She never had displayed a crush on a female character. Even Roxy was aware of this and had no attempts to did no advantage of Jane. Them roleplays is not don't I like to keep my character straight unless there's a jig, but like I kept Airden, well not straight, I mean asexual. Like my Airden, for example. Airden comes more off as asexual than anything. Wanting more of a friendly rivalry than anything, which is why he pursued Rose. Rose used magic. And then Solix, I think, was more just a desperate attempt because they were to hit each other, so why not? Though having a kiss isn't hating someone, it's wanting to have a friendly rivalry with someone. Alas, no matter what I say, no one's gonna listen. It's hard to bother with fandom with no one wants to listen. But I just want to say all this. What else could I really say about it that I haven't already said? The poor handling the characters. I mean, it seems like the post-credit Snapchat things are trying to make up for Jane's absence during the very little presence in the comic. But it seems more like because now it just seems more like it's definitely trying to ship characters together just to please the fans. And that's what I noticed with Highest Fault was that a lot of things that Joe would actually would get flustered by blue women and already have Zephyros admitted he has a crush on a guy. It kind of gives me an idea that Joy might not be as gay as people think, because she assumed when that Zephyros was a girl once you said that he had a crush on a guy, or vice versa, and her reaction was oh with the 3 dots. I saw someone's comment about, even though there's no build-up between the relationship between the two, someone was apparently really offended, said that there's a relationship and a girl. Wait, I think I've been going the wrong way. I'm not even paying attention to the game anymore. Yeah. I like gay characters as much as a nice guy, or girl, or whatever. But the fact that people try to, what the heck? The fact that people try to, like, I think to the point that it's not just straight people who he's kinda, people are like, I don't know what to call them, because this is actually pretty new, but straight up folks, they're pretty much bullying straight people, and then pretending that bisexual, pansexual, asexual people don't even exist. Like, that's a pretty common thing in Homestuck, is that apparently you're not allowed to make your... Oh, yikes. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, you apparently aren't allowed to roleplay a character asexual. I like to roleplay characters asexual because it's more relatable to me, personally. What the hell? Man, what did I want to say? What just fooling me? I forgot what I wanted to say. Guess that's all I can say about Homestuck for now. I mean, this is probably gonna be a long video already, so I want to say a lot about Homestuck. You probably won't understand this if you aren't into Homestuck. Actually, that should be the first part. But anyone who's a fan of Homestuck will probably understand this, what I'm talking about. Also, don't bully people for not having the same sexuality as you. All sexuality is okay, are okay. Don't try to demean people for being straight characters or gay characters, asexual characters, or whatnot. And stop crashing, you idiot. In fact, that was one of my biggest worries when I was gonna play at a time, was because I knew people were gonna try Deathly Ship Hackett with a girl despite her young age. She's way, way too young for that. Like, she's just too tiny. She's not bigger than her freaking TV. Look at this. She can't even reach her bonus chair. She can bob with her forehead, I guess. Ouch. Would you? God. But if I ever think of anything else I want to talk about, I'll probably make a part 2. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. And if you have anything you want to say or you disagree with me, comment. Because these are my observations of the comic. And they're probably not all correct. So if I said anything wrong, let me know. Anyway, I'll see you later.